babies in your diapers. Welcome to the Tiberius Show with your host, Tiberius Boy.
That's me, Tiberius. Today we're going to talk about some very awesome stuff. We have a very cool video game to talk about, a great book about time travel, my bonus score report, and I got a totally awesome guest, the one, the only Al Spry.
Woo!
Al is a realtor and a radio show host. He also does some stuff on TV.
Tiberius, it's a pleasure to be here with you, and I look forward to a great show with you. And by the way, nice shirt, man. Nice shirt.
Thanks. Today we're going to start off with the video game of the week, and this is going to be a shootout. Pew pew!
And now it's time for the video game of the week.
Today's video game is Wild Revolvers. So this is a game on the Roblox platform. It was made by Novelli Studios. Because it is on Roblox, you are able to play it on PC, Mac, Xbox, and even your cell phone. So the game is free. And there are a few in-game advantages you can purchase with real money.
Wow, so this is like they call it multi-tier? Is that what they call that? Use on different things.
So you start off with the basic revolver, and you are put on either the Cowboys or the Sheriff's side.
Okay.
Your job is to remove the other team. You get points for every shot that connects and bonuses for headshots. My dad and I are very good shots, so we are normally on the opposite teams and get the most points. The first team to 51 kills wins. Now the location you'll play in are houses in large areas. This is very important because you want to ensure you are on high ground and can see the world below you.
And how do you shoot? Like with the mouse, or is that how you do it? Okay.
And if you're on the tablet or Xbox, X or something,
then you have the controller.
And then for the tablet, bam.
Okay.
Bam, bam, bam. Now, after you get enough points, you can level up and earn the dual revolvers. You'll have to reload a lot, and it is smart to reload while you are hiding. It is very smart to count your shots so you can reload during a slow time and always be sure you have access to 6 shots. You can buy upgrades for your guns between matches, but I like the basic gun because most people don't expect you to be any good.
So they don't have like big clips you can slap into your gun or anything. You got to go 6 at a time, is what you're saying, because it's like the Old West. Yeah. Okay.
I give Wild Revolvers 9 out of 10 stars because this is a lot of fun, and as you get better, the game gets harder. But certain areas are not available until after you get high enough. You can still play with new players, and that is not fair for people just joining in.
9 out of 10. That's really good.
See David Smith, Law.com.
You can call him at 407-801-2667.
Wait, you are not Chuck.
My dad can help when people get hurt. He loves to help.
If you are ever injured at work or in a car accident, you should call my friend Chuck.
You can call him at 407-801-2667.
The website again is cwsmithlaw.com.
Offices, Orlando.
Does it actually have that much W's?
Over 40 years, Lighthouse Central Florida has provided education, independent life skills, and job training to thousands of Central Floridians who live with blindness or any degree of vision loss. Whether it's picking out clothes in the morning or just moving around your community and serving Orange, Seminole, and Osceola counties. Contact Lighthouse Central Florida at 407-898-2483 or visit them online at lighthousecfl.org. Now it's time for the book of the week, The High and the Flighty. So this book was co-authored by Kathleen Hapka and Lisa Rio, which got the idea from John Skia, based off the television script by Peter K. Hitchcock. Let me read the back of the book. In fact, Al, would you want to do the honor?
Yes, let me see this nice book. It's got a hardcover. Yeah. Nice insides.
And
pictures.
Did you see that I hold the book, like that way?
Yeah.
Upside down?
Yeah, because you're cool like
on the
that.
back and then upside down.
Freddie, Jody, and Samantha have warped back to the 1930s to visit famous pilot Amelia Earhart. But can they hang on to the book long enough to solve the mystery of her final flight?
So as you can see, a lot of people were involved in making this book. It was first a TV series about the Time Warp Trio. They are 3 girls and are able to travel in time. You have Jody, the popular girl that owns the book that helps them travel through time. And then you have Samantha, the smart one that solves puzzles. And finally, you have Freddy, the royal friend, and everyone loves her.
So this is kind of like Charlie's Angels or something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the trio can use the book to travel anywhere in history. So they decide to visit the Electra. This is the plane that Amelia Earhart used to cross the ocean. Then they open the book and green mist poured out. It swirls around the girls and poof! The girls are on the plane. They search the plane, which smells like a lot of gas, and find a map with the red X on it. They find out that is where she is going to refuel.
So basically, they're on Amelia Earhart's plane, right?
Uh-huh.
And you know about Amelia Earhart, right? You know what happened to her? She took a final flight around the world, but didn't almost made it. She
Almost made it.
4/5 of the way,
Mm-hmm.
and then she disappeared.
In 1937.
That's it. So now they're gonna find her, or at least
But she
try.
didn't.
Okay.
But they researched the map maker, Fred Noren, and even checked a magazine reporter named Stu. They tried to warn Amelia Earhart that she would go missing in 1937, but she did not believe them. Then the book went missing.
I would have believed them. I would have said, you know what? Maybe I'm going to do this trip another time.
Because you might want to do it in 2019.
Yeah.
I give the High and Flighty 10 out of 10 stars because I really love time travel and mysteries. So this had 2 things that I really like to solve. I read the entire book in one sitting. This is an AR book and is worth 0.5 points or half a point. I think all 3rd graders should read this book.
Wow. What's an AR book? What's that mean?
Accelerated reading.
Oh. Okay.
The Tiberius Show would like to thank one of our awesome sponsors, SlutChannelUS.com. These guys are very, very cool. They bring 21st century surface drainage solutions to reality. They can do corporate and government work. These are the guys that make roads and bridges safe in the rain. You can see all about them at SlutChannelUS.com. That website again is SlutChannelUS.com. The Tiberius Show would like to thank one of our dedicated sponsors, Custom Designs Orlando. These guys are on Mills Avenue and do all sorts of stuff, ranging from photo ID badges, engraved signs, custom Braille ADA signs, vinyl lettering, to trophies and awards. They can ship products all over the United States. You can reach them at 407-898-0373.
Today this is going to be so much fun. Today we have the one, the only, the amazing Al Spry. Al is a radio show host and now works on some TV stuff as well. He is a realtor and with the title of Rookie of the Year.
Wow. Now, you know, I've never gotten an intro like that. I'm so pleased to be here, Tiberius. And yes, I do real estate. I do radio. If you want to find out more about me, go to alspry.com. And I'm also known as Al Spry, the realtor guy. Do you like that? That sounds pretty good, right? What are we going to do during the interview? Do your party thing.
P-A-R-T-Y. 'Cause I gotta.
Nice job.
And do you know where that came from?
Where'd it come from?
The Mask.
Yeah, one of my favorite movies.
Yeah. So first off, how are you enjoying being on the show?
Oh, I'm enjoying it a great deal. You know, your dad is a great guy. You're a great guy. I think you do a nice job on the air.
Okay, I have to ask. You do radio, TV, and sell houses. What is the most fun?
Well, I got to tell you, Tiberius, they're all fun in different ways. It's kind of fun to have a camera on you and you're doing a TV thing, you're looking good and you're sounding good and you get out to viewers and people can look at you. Of course, if you have a hair out of place or you got, you know, what I guess you can say it on the air, but booger, then you don't want that really seen. So in some regards, radio is more fun. Real estate is fun because I get to help people get homes and they look so happy when they get houses.
So how long have you been doing radio and broadcasting?
Longer than you have been around, times about 2 and then some. Which is many moons, as they say in the old country. Probably I'm starting about probably my 21st year right now doing radio. And how long you been doing radio?
I am now speechless from that.
What, from the amount of time I've been doing radio, or the fact that you don't
Yes.
remember how long you've been doing radio?
No, how long have you
I know.
been doing it?
I know. Long time.
Cool.
Many moons.
So how long I've been doing
But wait, how
radio?
long have you been doing it? Yeah.
In 8 days, it's gonna be my first year.
1 year. Hey, you got your feet wet. That's very good.
So, what's the best part about working in radio?
Best part about working in radio is working with nice people like you and getting to talk to your listeners, getting to have fun with them. When I do my show on Thursday nights, 6 to 7 on WFLA, which is called Money Talks, it's a live show, and we actually take calls. So it's nice when you get questions about real estate or about money. At 93.1 WFLA, it's on the FM right here in Orlando, and I enjoy doing it every Thursday night at 6. So
Because I gotta say, that show is smoking.
it is smoking. It is. It's smoking hot. Hot.
So, is working with radio easier than TV since you don't have to worry about the cameras?
You know, it's close. It's when you're in the studio and you're taping something in the TV, right? Because we pre-tape. It's actually harder to do radio because it's live. So when you pre-tape and you make a flub, what they call a mistake, a flub, then you can just go, okay, well, let's just redo it. And it's the same thing for a show when you're pre-recording a radio show. But when you do live radio, you got to be careful. You got to make sure that you're keeping the flow going and you can't get stuck.
That's
So,
necessarily know what the script is so you don't necessarily mess up.
Yep.
When you were a kid, what did you want to do when you grew up? Did you always know you were going to be a radio show host?
I knew I was going to be a radio show host of some kind since I was about your age. When I was 9 years old, I watched a show called WKRP in Cincinnati, which was a big hit on TV. And I knew that would be a fun job. So that's what I geared myself towards, and I got to have a nice career in it. It's been a lot of fun.
So my teacher says that I will use math every day. Do you use math when you were at work? Or radio? Or TV? How about someone selling houses?
I use math when I'm doing the house stuff because it's a lot to do with prices and money, and so I'm always pulling out my phone and using my little calculator and doing things like that. Didn't really use math when I was doing radio or TV, except when we look at numbers for ratings and different things like that for radio and TV. But beyond that, not to normally prepare. So.
Okay, so what is the coolest radio show that you got to work on?
The coolest radio show I got to work on was a show called Living Sexy, which was all about how people who are adults can make their lives better. It was a self-improvement show. We talked about being the best person you could be, and it was for adults, not for children. But it was a very fun show. It was a relationship-based show, and I had a lot of fun doing that. And that turned into a show called Connections, which was on a local station called Real Radio 104.1. But the original conceptualization of the first show was pretty fun. It was geared towards again, an evening audience. An audience is trying to relax from their day at work, who wants to talk about kind of human things that bring us together instead of things that divide us. Because a lot of times you listen to a lot of radio and it's a lot of politics, and I get tired of politics. I want to talk about other fun things.
What is the first job you ever had?
Stocking shelves at the Jamesway, which was kind of like it was like a
Store?
like a Kmart, but it was in upstate New York. Yeah, and I got $3.50 an hour, $3.50 an hour. Yep, that was the minimum wage at the time, back in the last century. Yes.
Was there anything you learned from that job that helped you be a better radio show host?
Yeah, I learned the fact that I didn't want to stock shelves, and I had to do anything else besides that. Yes.
So my dad said you are the Rookie of the Year. What does that mean?
The Rookie of the Year is chosen from all the new realtors in the Lake and Sumter County realtors. So that's two counties, and they take all these hundreds of people that come through the year, and they say one guy did the best job all around. I might not have actually sold the most the first year, although that's a lot part of it. I was in the top, probably the top one or two. But then, they look at other things. They look at my charity work and the radio stuff I do, and they go, you know what, this guy is the Rookie of the Year. And you can only get it one time your first year. because it's Rookie of the Year, like a baseball Rookie of the Year or a football Rookie of the Year.
Okay. So if my listeners wanted to grow up being a radio show host, what advice would you give them? Wait, what advice would you want to give
Never stop learning, and always put yourself out to every opportunity, and be prepared to move to different places.
Okay.
Because that's kind of part of it. Yeah, moving from market to market. You can stay in one market, but it's rare. And you'll maximize your potential if you go to other markets and other places. So.
Okay. So how do I get my show on a station like WFLA?
You got to talk to a guy who's the program director there, and he is the guy who kind of oversees the station. He would be a guy that you can talk to, and that would be somebody that you would put I won't say his name, but yeah, the program director. There you go.
So I see you do work with the Shriners. Please explain to my listeners what that is and how that works.
Well, you must have seen my ring. That's my Shriners ring that I wear. The Shriners is great. They help kids just like you up to age 18 if they have illnesses like burns, limb issues, missing limbs, cleft palate, all types of stuff having to do with that type of the body. And the kids get treated till age 18 for no cost to the parents or anybody. So, yeah. And we have 22 hospitals.
So when you are not working, what do you do for fun?
I have fun like this. I like doing this show with you. I like to get on my motorcycle and ride occasionally. I like to go boating, but I don't have a boat. But I like people who have boats for right now. That's the way to go, I think.
Like kayaking, boating,
yeah, kayaking's nice. I like boat fishing. I like bow fishing. I work up in Lake County quite a bit, so I like what they call the chain of lakes up there, Tiberius. It's 5 lakes that are interconnected with canals. And so you can take a boat and you can visit multiple lakes.
So do you play video games? Which your favorite one?
I have not played video games in quite a while. But when I used to play them, I liked the first-person shooter games with like the stories like
Atari?
Like Castle Wolfenstein. You remember that stuff where you're fighting the Nazis and cool things like that. And but it's just been many years since I played. But I do like sports games on the computer. When I do play, I like those types of games.
What about pinball?
Yep, that too.
Pinball. Okay, so what is your favorite book?
The Bible. It's got great stories, great lessons, and it can help you. And it's good to learn the lessons earlier, because you're going to learn them sooner or later. And it's better to learn them earlier.
Okay. Now can you tell me that one story? Remember, this is a kid's show. But that one story, well, that you're not supposed to tell me about. Come on, you can tell me.
I'll tell you about the story. Boy, I have too many stories. I'll tell you about the first time that I went to see a heavy metal rock concert, which was a band called Metallica. And they had a mosh pit. And I was going to get in the mosh pit, my friend. And then I kept, you're getting pushed out. It's hard to get in. My friend dove in. He came up. His glasses were all askew on his face. The thing was all broken and everything. And then I couldn't hear for like 3 days. So there you go. That was my first concert experience.
Wow. Is there anything else that you think my listeners should know about you?
I like to dance. I like to sing.
I like to dance and I love to sing too.
I like to sing karaoke.
I love to sing karaoke.
Sometimes I go to karaoke places every few weeks. I'm glad you do too.
I love them all.
Do you like singing better or dancing better?
I like all of them. I just don't know which one to pick.
Well, I like having fun. I think that life is too short. Life's too short to take it too seriously. You know what I mean?
Do you have a website or Facebook for my listeners that want to follow you?
Yes, you can follow me at Al Spry on Facebook. You can go to alsprytherealtorguy.com. That's easy to remember, or just alspry.com. I do both. Funny. And you can find out more about me. And I'm always happy to chat with everybody. And I do a TV show called American Roundtable, which is on TV 38. And you can find out more about that by putting in American Roundtable on Facebook. And you can always, like I said, you can find me at alspry.com and learn more about me.
What is that one question that you think I forgot to ask you?
I don't know. You covered a pretty good gamut there. I guess you could ask, what's my favorite food?
So what is your favorite food?
My favorite kind of food is I like Asian food. That's my favorite. What's your favorite food?
Yeah, I was going to answer that question.
Were you? You read my mind. If you're on a desert island and can only choose one kind of food.
I think I like salmon.
There you go, salmon.
Smoked salmon, my favorite.
They call that
Also
lox.
with some whipped
You
cream.
put that on some cream cheese, on a bagel, or on a matzah if you're going that low carb route. So I love it too.
Really,
Big chunks.
Do it like a fork, and then I pick it up.
Yeah.
And then I'm like,
And then you eat it like a bear.
actually, that's pretty good. I don't know how they do it, but it's so good. Thank you for being my special guest. Gonna stick around for Math Corners.
I would be happy to stick around for Math Corners. Whatever that is, it sounds fun.
Mid-State Fire has been providing top-quality fire equipment services for 3 generations to the Central Florida area. Don't wait for an emergency to repair. Call Mid-State Fire today at 407-246-8855. Get your fire extinguishers and emergency lighting for both your home and businesses by visiting www.midstatefire.com. That number again is 407-246-8855. The Tiberius Show would like to thank Boggy Creek Airboat Adventures for being one of our sponsors. I got to go on an airboat and saw a real gator. I even got to go to the gem mine and mine for some gems. We ate a steak dinner at the restaurant and even got some gator bites. If you want to have a blast with the entire family, I suggest you go to www.bcairboats.com right now. Get your tickets today. The website again is bcairboats.com. Oak Ridge Gun Range is a family-oriented shooting range that has been in business for over 30 years. They specialize in basic firearm training and offer numerous services such as consignments, gun trades, gunsmithing, and concealed weapon classes. I even got my training for gun safety at Oak Ridge Gun Range. Great customer service, and firearm safety is what they do best. So find out more at oakridgegunrange.com.
Get ready, it's time for the Bowling Score Report.
So I got to go to Boardwalk Bowling, and I got a 118, a 109, and an 82. I got to play with Ellie, and it was so much fun. I got to see Andrew, Ian, Andrew, and Izzy again. They were on the other lanes. I got to practice afterwards trying two-handed again. I can't decide which way is best for me yet.
Yeah, well, you were talking. You got 4 bowling balls, so you're really focused on this bowling stuff.
One's two-handed.
Two-handed bowling balls.
Two-handed bowling ball. Yeah, it's good.
So what if we want to go bowling with you? Where do we go?
If you want to go bowling with me, be sure to join me at the new Summer League at Boardwalk Bowling Monday nights at 6:30 in the evening, bro.
Tiberius' favorite subject, it's Math Corners.
And now it's time for Math Corners. Thank you so much, Al, for helping me with Math Corners.
You're welcome.
Today, we're going to talk about comparing fractions. So I'm doing my IXL.com skills, and I found comparing fractions. Now, I really don't like fractions, but they are a part of math, so I have to cover them. Comparing fractions should be easy, but of course, there's always something that makes it more difficult. So, we have to start with what a fraction is. It represents a number less than 1, and there are 2 parts. The number on the top is the numerator, and that is one of the number of parts we have. The bottom number is the denominator, and that's how many equal parts of the whole is divided into. So when you compare the fractions, you think that as long as you have the bigger number of the numerator, you are bigger, but that is not correct. So you have to ensure the fractions you are comparing first have the same denominator, because 1/2 is larger than 2/8 even though the numerator is larger. So to solve this, you have to multiply the denominator to make them the same. So if you multiply 1/2 by 4, or 1, you get 4/8, and then you see the 4 is much longer than 2, and so 1/2 is larger than 2/8. So Al, do you now know all about how to compare fractions?
I know from my my math school days. Yes. Well, we use percentages, which are just fractions described differently, and we use that in real estate. So, we talk about how much money someone's going to put down on a home, and then we calculate how that works. And then we also have math when it comes to calculating the square footage of stuff and a percentage of the square footage. So, yeah, I use fractions. I use percentages quite a bit.
Thank you so much, Al, for your help with Math Corners.
All right.
And now it's time for Heart of a Lion. We, the Tiberius Show, like living with the heart of a lion. Living with the heart of a lion stands for leadership, integrity, obedience, and nobility. We asked Dr. Ferret exactly what that means.
Leadership is really about influence. Leadership is, and the way we define it as good leadership, is about setting the right example and encouraging other people to do the right thing. Integrity is about doing right no matter what. Through life, there are a lot of different circumstances that arise, and integrity, someone who shows integrity, it doesn't matter what all the external things are, they always choose to do what is right. Obedience is about obeying those who are in authority over you, whether that's a teacher, a boss, a parent, that when you are asked to do something, that you respond with obedience, quickly and completely. Nobility is about having respect. It's about carrying yourself with respect and showing respect to others. When you put these four things together, that's Lion Strong.
This week we're going to talk about leadership. For me, I think leadership is the act of loving what is good, having self-control, and being disciplined. The qualities of leadership are providing guidance and direction, organization, and being a positive influence on others. So this week I was excited to be able to go to the sing-along version of The Greatest Showman. My mom knows this is my favorite movie, and this is what got me started in radio. Well, when we arrived, my mom ran to the guy that MCs the show, and they talked. She told them about my radio show and that I loved to do introductions. Because of my mom's quick thinking, they decided that I should introduce Rich. Not only did my mom show leadership with helping organize, but I showed leadership by being a positive influence and being disciplined to get to go on stage without any notice and do the introduction of Rich and the Greatest Showman.
That's a good movie.
Uh-huh. So, Al, did you see or use leadership at all this week?
Yes. I always use leadership skills. I think every day. I mean, because, you have to take charge. You got to take charge of your day when you own your own business. You really have no excuses. You know what I mean, Tiberius? No excuses. No excuses. So, yep, I did.
So, of all the Heart of Lion virtues, which is your favorite and why?
I like leadership and integrity, but I guess integrity is number one because, you got to be true to yourself, and that's what Shakespeare said. And, just deal fairly with others. That's all.
We should always try and be lion strong in everything we do.
Yes, I agree. Lion strong. Leadership, integrity, obedience, and nobility.
And that's our show, folks. I want to thank the one, the only Al Spry for being my special guest this week. It has been so much fun talking to you today. And I will be sure to try to listen to your show on the radio and see if my dad can show me some of your TV stuff.
Oh, well, thank you, Tiberius. I want to tell you it's been a lot of fun being here. And, if you want to check it out, go to Facebook, put in American Roundtable. That's the TV show I do. If you want to listen to me every week, you can go on the iHeartRadio app or put in Money Talks, which is our money and real estate show on Thursday nights at 6. You can find out more about me at alspry.com. You can give me a call anytime. Of course, I'm a realtor, and I help people get houses and sell houses at 407-310-3064. And I want to thank you for making this the highlight of my day. How about that?
Thanks. Hey, be sure to listen to us next week on the Tiberius Show with your host, Tiberius Boy.
The Tiberius Show is not filmed in front of a live studio audience. Executive producer, Joseph Boy. Production editor, Pierre Laguerre. Green Room manager, Danny Boy. Broadcast associate, James Smith. And your program host, Tiberius Boy. The Tiberius Show is copyright 2018.